G'day, guys. How are we? How are you all? How are you all doing?
Hey, look at us go.
Yep.
Look at you go.
Look at me go.
Hey,
I'm back.
The big fella's back. He's got
back
the
for another week. Why not?
We're Stream Deck assisted this week.
We are.
Now, I'll say that again, and I'll be very careful. Stream Deck assisted this week.
Yep.
So it's going to be an interesting time now, mate. You've got all this techo gear all hooked up and ready to roll.
Hopefully it works.
Pretty funky. We got the earpieces in, and unfortunately, as soon as we started then, I thought
it did. Yeah,
that was a great idea until I could hear myself talking back in my own ear. 20 seconds later.
It's not what we want to hear, unfortunately.
Not perfect. But anyway, we'll sort that out. We're going to roll with it.
We'll get there.
Hey. What's been happening, mate? We had a week off last week,
did,
and
mate.
I'm told it was your bloody fault.
It's always my fault, mate. Everything's my fault.
That's what I heard.
No, just feeling under the weather a bit and not really up to being in front of a... Yeah.
Under the weather?
Yeah.
You're a bit
other
tired.
business partner Shane just had me at the pub at midday. No, he didn't. I wish.
How's his bloke? My other business partner.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know, yeah.
Hey, you rock star.
Entrepreneur.
Business partners. Look at you go. Hey, I was just looking at my picture on the screen. God, I look fat tonight.
Do you?
I must have eaten half a horse and chasing jockey
Must
while
be the
I was
cameras.
2 weeks.
We'll blame the cameras.
2 weeks is a long time in live shoots, I reckon. But anyway, hey, so new and exciting stuff. We got the whole new bloody deck system going on. So
I'm just going to try and get this working. So just excuse me while
you're going to see some cool new bits and pieces flying across the screen, and Al's done some nice little, ribbons and music and videos.
Mate, calm down a bit.
It's all pretty tech. I'm bloody impressed, mate. But anyway,
it's getting there. It's taking a bit of time, but we're getting there slowly, mate. Slowly but surely, we're.
So tell me,
what's happening this week? I mean,
you've the last 2 weeks.
It seems like everyone in your family's had a birthday this week, so you may as well want to start with that.
Mate, I got that bloody many of them. How can I go a week without having a birthday in the family? Hey, so what I've got is my darling daughter, young Taylor, who turns 22 tomorrow.
Yeah, wow.
So, unfortunately, she missed her 21st last year with COVID being locked away.
Many people did miss their birthdays last year, unfortunately.
Given that I haven't been around to bloody organise anything, it doesn't look like she's getting her 22nd either. But happy birthday, darling daughter.
Happy birthday.
Hope you have a lovely day. And then on Saturday, the big brother turns 25.
Yeah, wow.
So it must have been one of those celebration ones.
Oh. Her big brother.
One of her big brothers. Yeah, her big brother.
You were talking about your big brother. You were trying to talk yourself down in age.
No. Young Joshy turns 25 on the 17th.
Yeah, wow.
So, they're both growing on.
So you had him when you were 40, did you? Is that right?
Yeah, that's about right, mate. Yeah. I was 40 when I had him. Hey, security's going off.
Good to see the boys are
But anyway, they're on fire. Yep. Hey, one of our mascots was a bit crook last night. It wasn't too good.
Yeah, Freddie wasn't too well.
Freddie had a bit of an off day, which wasn't
right
great.
now, mate.
Hey, and I know you're probably going to cringe. Maths.
What have you done?
Maths is finished.
Yeah, because everyone loves maths.
Or it's coming up. It's going to finish. Who's in there? Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Freddie. Hi, Sister Dear, Ian Armstrong.
Soups had it on last night, and I couldn't think of anything worse. I watched it for about all of 2 minutes and walked out the room.
Was it the old I'd rather slam my you-know-what in a car door?
Mate, honestly, I'd rather drown myself in a shallow puddle.
Bucket of dog poo. Anyway, maths, look,
I know,
it's
you're
my...
a fan, mate. It's your
thing. I don't know
thing.
about a fan. It's just a bit of stupid rubbish that goes on in the background.
Mate, I'm more the nerdy type. I'm looking forward to Lego Masters.
I was going to say, I know what you're doing Monday night. Most people are going to be watching maths. You're going to be watching Lego Masters.
100% it will be, yeah.
No, you won't be watching maths because it's finished.
Thank God.
Hey, I'll tell you what else is coming up this weekend. It's the AFL Women's Grand Final.
Finally. Seems like that's gone on forever.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest
last week. When was the last time
week.
they had a game?
Last week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It feels like it's been
And just
weeks.
like in the men's AFL, Collingwood lost. Yeah.
Everyone loves that, let's be honest.
So,
Everyone loves a good Collingwood loss.
I'll tell you what, it has been a crap of a weekend. Most people think I'm going to go, it was a cracking week in football. It wasn't. It was a crappy week in football.
How hard is it to tip this year?
Mate, it is near impossible.
Just impossible.
Old Soups has just rocked in, evening latecomers. Bring the afternoon sun, did we?
I know, yeah.
Anyway.
Not bad.
Some of us are just getting home from work.
Here we go. And some of us are just starting. So...
Literally.
So, but even local footy, we had a buddy of ours, a good buddy of ours.
On Saturday, didn't we? Yeah. Went and watched the VAFA game. Went and watched Pimmy play his play his first game for Canterbury, and also coach his first seniors game.
Coach and play. He just kicked the lazy 6-2 or something in a losing side.
I think we only saw 5, and he's telling us it was 6. But
we
anyway,
counted
I'm yet
5
to see
too.
the proof. But anyway,
but hey,
no one else would.
Good effort, Pim, and congratulations on winning 6 of the worst beers you could possibly get in VB cans. So, anyway, there you go. My 2 dogs evidently have, after they heard your dogs bark, and now looking at the screen at home, the wife's just gone, the dogs are glued to the TV. So anyway, there you go. Who's on this? So we've got Pete Mole. G'day, Pete. Fred and Hannah, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about Pete Mole in a minute. I've got some news for everyone. We've got Steve Wilson. We got Shelley. We got, assume if Shelley's there, Jared's there somewhere.
Always there.
So there's a bunch of people out there.
Scott Nixon, Anne, Elizabeth.
Yep, look at that, Freddie to hand. So yeah,
thanks
we're
for
back.
joining, guys.
Yeah, where's all our old timers though? Buddy, I'm gonna have to get on to some of the old boys.
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks for the stars, Shell. That's super.
Yep.
Hey, I've got some big news.
What have you got, mate?
What have you got for us? Big news.
Have you really go?
I've had to go back and earn an honest living.
About time as well.
Right.
I'm sick of listening to your whinge about not earning any money, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there you go. This will do that to you. But what I've done is I haven't strayed too far from the herd.
Yeah.
I've kept it in the family.
Yep, go.
And
go
I'm
on,
now,
let everyone know what you're doing.
I'm now working for Char Griller.
You are.
In Australia.
Char Griller.
So I'm heading
American smoking and barbecuing and
got a little bit
accessories
a little bit to do with some of the other products in there. We do a few fire pits, and not under the Char Griller brand. We do some of the Matador stuff and some of the Jumbuck stuff for Bunnings. We do all the accessories. I do some citronella candles and flares, so a bit of my feminine side coming out with a bit of the smelly stuff and all that sort of gear.
Cute, mate.
Hey, so watch this space. We're going to bring some new and interesting things. I'll have the opportunity to perhaps review some products that people might see that, I might even be able to talk my boss into giving us a few sneak peeks on some new stuff coming up. But
how good would that be?
Who knows?
Nice.
But
why not?
Yeah, so got the gig.
Sounds good.
So hence the fact I'm not very well bloody organised for this show anymore. But anyway,
I know, we'll get literally got a run sheet, a couple of minutes before the show starts.
Yeah, that's right. Been working on it for hours. It's all good.
Hey, Briscoe. Good to see you on board, mate.
Hey, Gleno, Briscoe. Good to see some of the old boys back. The old boys here. Dad, how are you, mate?
We do, Gleno. We need some of your stubby holders, mate. Throw them over.
Yeah, get them over. Darren Yates, g'day to the UK, our fans out there, which is awesome.
Daz has got a package on the way. I sent him one the other week for his. It was his birthday last week as well. So happy birthday, Daz.
Happy birthday for last week, Daz.
Box of goodies on the way that I sent
nice
for him.
Work. So, all our regulars, which is awesome. Hey, an update for our AFL NRL tipping.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Pete, Baz's birthday's coming up. Well, it is.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law Baz has his birthday on Anzac Day normally, on the same day as the footy. So
just normally? What, most years or just every
No, I think he changed it to make it that way. But no, it is. It's that time of the year. So yeah.
Because Anzac Day doesn't change. It's the 25th every
year. I gather my sister-in-law's doing that. Hey, you could slip the smoker over.
100%, yeah.
Good work.
Yeah, definitely.
Good work. Like mother, like daughter.
Correct.
Hey, AFL
and
NRL tipping. The 2SG tipping comp. Where are we at, Al?
So where are we at?
Who are the winners?
Where are we at?
Right, and look at this.
And let's hope it works.
Through the magic of television,
you
can now see.
Now you can see the ladder on the screen.
Ladders.
So Lannis is in top spot. So he got 6 last week. The week before, when it was actually an impossible round, he picked 8 that week.
I reckon Lannis is shifty.
I don't know what he did, mate. But
I reckon that bloke at the top of the... What's he calling himself on there?
I don't know.
Is it Mark?
Just Mark Lannis.
Is he calling himself Mark?
Yeah.
You haven't even come up with anything creative, Lannis.
No.
Get onto it, buddy. That's pretty ordinary. But anyway, I'll tell you what, he's got a few blokes right up his whistle,
Well, he's got Crusher sitting up there, Steve Crediuk.
He's got...
Ex-AFL player.
Yeah,
got the inside info, but...
Crusher's in there.
I have been in another comp with Crusher for a few years as well, and he doesn't go too bad either. So
I thought you were going to say he's pretty ordinary for an ex-AFL player.
He does all right. I come second to him last year.
Hey, the bloke who we keep giving stuff to, Robbo Roberts
is sitting up there again.
He's up in the mix as well, so
he's doing all right.
He's trying to prime himself for another prize packet coming his way at the end of the year. But anyway,
hey,
homie, and I'll tell you what, the young bloke that's just popped up on the screen, Daniel Lawrence, g'day, mate. He's got the next big run, which I think you've gone to, haven't you? No, we're off AFL.
No, AFL, NRL.
Right, let's and look at that.
So NRL,
just like magic.
Just like that. Simple.
Hey, top of the table is... You can tell why...
Daniel. I called him Darren Lawrence.
But you can tell why he's going so bad in the AFL tipping, can't you?
Because he knows about AFL and probably doesn't know anything about NRL, because that's pretty much it. That's the only reason I'm sitting like equal second, is because I know nothing about NRL.
He's an AFL nut, but he's a D supporter, so that's where he falls over. But anyway, that's each to their own.
He should probably be up there. He's tipping the D's every week.
Yeah, well, he's going all right.
They're going all right.
Tell you what we're going to do, mate. We've talked about all that, and that's killed 15 minutes. We've done the highlights of the week, which is super. We're going to get straight into the beer tonight.
Yeah, we'll get into the beer because obviously we're doing. Well, this week we were supposed to do. Last week we were supposed to do the review on the
Shep Brew
and barbecue fest that we're going to do last week, and obviously we weren't on last week, so we're going to do that this week. So we'll do the beers first, and it wasn't even that. It was just a little bit needed a bit of a break, mate. Bit of a mental health day, pretty much. Yeah,
you have those. Yeah,
so yeah.
He's sick of me. That's pretty how that translates. He goes, I didn't want to
sick of everyone. Just literally locked myself up here in the bar and dragged my way through.
You know the frightening thing is, I get here tonight, and the first thing he says to me is, you know what? I'm not enjoying this. You shouldn't come around here every night this week. I've been able to come home from work, put my pyjama pants straight on and up into bed. What is wrong
I wasn't
with
up
you?
in bed. I've been on the couch because I've been doing the videos and getting the stream deck done and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, no. Like, you can imagine the big fella trotting around in his PJs around the house, eh?
Peter Alexander, they're not.
Oh, listen to you, eh? Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Yes, that is you, homie. Good work.
So anyway, we're going to do the beers this week. So we've got Gage Roads Brewing Company in Fremantle, WA.
So what are they? They're about number... How many?
So they're actually in the channel between Fremantle and Rottnest Island. They're right in the channel there, yeah.
What, the brewery?
And that's
how far down the list are we? We're at...
Their number 20... their first one was number 27, I think, off memory. It was.
Jeez, we've missed a few in between, haven't we?
We have. Well, there's a few that I'm still struggling on. So the Your Mate stuff, I'm still struggling to get that. There was...
I went into
There's about 2 or 3 that
it's just
impossible to get them at the moment. Since Gabs, it's literally been impossible to get some of the beers.
I went in Dan's to get a few, and you walk in there in the fridge with the craft beers. There's Gabs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's mental.
I didn't say Gabs everywhere. Gabs.
Yeah, Gabs.
I want to see the video of the keg throwing competition.
We've been sworn to secrecy with that, unfortunately. I have got it edited, and
I would suggest that anyone that wants to
I'd be in a lot of trouble.
should perhaps lobby the person who...
Maybe we should do a poll.
Anyone who wants to see the keg throwing competition video that we have that features someone really special, put a vote in now, and if we get enough votes, it just might convince her to allow us to show it. However, I don't think that's going to happen.
She still does say she was robbed, but anyway.
She reckons she was robbed.
Yeah,
Come second. Oh,
hang
on.
Anyway, back to
tell us about Gage Roads, because you did the homework on Gage Roads. I'm going to open some beers.
So the owners, it's 2 brothers who started it up. Owners John and Bill Hodemaker, and the brew chief Aaron Hearing, who has been with them since day dot. They started back in 2002, and it was just random chat. As it seems, most of the breweries that we do, it all starts on a random chat with people having a few beers.
A couple of mates sitting around having a couple of ales,
but these
talking
guys
a bit of rot.
So the 2 brothers and a couple of mates, and they have this dream of setting up a brewery, which, as all mates do, sit around having a few beers and have a chat and go, let's open our own brewery. Why not? But they started literally with no idea on what they were doing and a $25,000 credit card. That's literally how they started their brewery. $25,000 credit card.
I want to know the bank that gives you that.
They went out and bought all this second-hand equipment, and that's literally how they started off, just in the back shit.
I want to rock up at a bank and go, hey, listen, me and my mate want to get together, make some beer and drink it and really enjoy it. Can we have a credit card for $25,000 to kick off?
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Might not work out. Yeah. Anyway, we'll give it a crack.
So Bill started a job, and he started working at Sail and Anchor Hotel.
That's in Freo,
brewing,
right?
Yeah. So brewing, and he won an absolute crap load of awards while he was there. So he went, right, let's get on and start doing our own.
Let's get fair income about it.
And start doing our own beers. So in 2004, they brewed and released their first range of beers. The original lineup was it was a pure malt lager, a Pils 3.5, and a IPA, which is now their Sleeping Giant IPA.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, all the new guys that kick off tend to go with an IPA. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to know whether it's an easier one to brew. Yeah. We must ask one of the guys that we speak to whether it's one of the easier beers to get right, because it seems that they all tend to kick off with an IPA or a pale ale. A lot of them. So, and well, it is a pale ale, but or a.
So they started with literally a handful of employees back in 2004.
They're still based over there, right?
Yeah, they're still over there. Yep. They haven't got a restaurant or a brew house or anything at the moment.
Just beer.
But they are building one at the moment.
Ah.
So come summer 21, 22, that's this year, yep. So they'll have one open in Freo.
I think we should go over for the grand opening.
Let's go, why not?
I think we should.
Need a good excuse to go and see Matty.
So they just got the brewery and they're rocking about 120 staff.
120 staff, and 20% of the ownership of the company is staff.
Wow.
Yeah, as well.
Good way to fund your business.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Find blokes with a bit of cash that like beer and say, hey, you want to come work with us? Yep. Sounds like a good plan. So where'd they get their name from?
So Gage Road comes from the name... let me get this right. The name of the strip of ocean between Fremantle and Rottnest Island is called the Gage Ocean.
Okay.
That's what we got the Gage Roads, because that's where they're situated.
Yeah, right.
Right in that stretch of ocean there. It's not, a lot of ocean, really, between them.
Why didn't they call it Gage Ocean? Because it's not really a road.
Well, Gage Ocean really hasn't got that ring to it. The Gage Roads is a bit more, I don't know.
But then you tell the story and go, yeah, it's an ocean, but we called it roads. Anyway, Bill, Bill and John.
Write them a letter, mate. Let's do a letter campaign.
John and Bill, have a good long hard look at yourself. Although I shouldn't say that in case we do want an invite to their
exactly.
Opening. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So they only had one in the Gabs.
That was it. They just put one in.
Just the one. So it was the single fin, which we've got here. It's a summer ale,
which is the one we're drinking right now. So it's the one I've kicked off with. I've cracked it for both of us.
So that was number 27.
I've decided what we're drinking first up tonight.
So that was a. So, that's the single fin summer ale. It's 4.5%. Not bad. More refreshing than the face of the Freo Doctor.
Face full of the front. I'll be the judge of that. Hang on.
So it's a light-bodied, chocked full of aromatic Galaxy and Enigma hops.
It's actually got a different sort of perfume. It's almost, it's not a fruity smell or taste. It's more a florally, perfumey kind of.
It's very clean.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like having a. No,
it's quite nice for an IPA. It's not very bitter. It's quite nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Not bad. Yeah,
the other one that we got that wasn't one of the Gabs ones. So that's a summer ale and it's 4.5 BVA.
Yeah.
Dry hopped and unfiltered.
And so the Sleeping Giant, which is the next one that we've got, that was one of their original beers.
Yeah, right. So
they brought out in 2004.
This is a bit heavier at a 5.4.
Yeah.
They're all dry hopped and unfiltered by the look of it. They tend to like a dry hopped kind of beer.
Because that brings out the flavour and the freshness.
Right.
Apparently.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's a classic English style IPA. That is? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have cooled it down.
No, we should have. We'll do it in the microwave.
Should have just kept it at room temperature. But it's rich with caramel, toffee, and stone fruit flavours. Yeah. Well, like stone fruits, like peaches and apricots. And,
definitely.
Okay, well, that could be quite nice.
Yeah.
With a bit of toffee and caramel. And
I'm just going to play with this and just try and get
could
the...
be nice.
We're not getting the comments coming up for some reason. So
really?
I'm just going to be a little bit...
We're not getting the comments.
So while you keep talking there, I'm just...
Rightio. So that's the story of Gage Roads Brewing. As we said, they had one beer in Gabs this year. That's why we've picked them up. They're an independent brewing house. You can see they have the independent brewers label on the back of their bottle. And if you're ever looking for a true independent, that's one way to pick it up pretty quick, is just have a look and see if they got the little independent brewers badge on their beer, because most of them do. They take pride in putting it on there. So just keep an eye out. But that's actually a pretty nice
It's quite nice,
beer.
yeah. It's very drinkable. Quite happy with that.
That's a sessionable beer.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, so what we're going to do is...
I'm going to try and still play with this.
That's it for the beer.
I do apologise for being distracted.
That's it for the beers. But what we're going to do tonight, where we would normally go, what's cooking? Tonight we're going to do our wrap-up of the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest, which we've been talking about for
when did we do that? 4 weeks ago. Wow.
So it's been 4 weeks because the week after we did the... That's 3 weeks. The week after we did the Frankston Brew House.
That's right.
Then we had the week off. Then we...
Hot cross buns.
No, we did one in mid. So there's 4.
Yeah.
Okay, we had Easter.
Yeah.
My bad. Anyway, so it's been 4 weeks. So we wanted to make sure that we got back to it. The guys up there were super accommodating for us the day that we went up. We had a table of 10 people there, which was good fun. And we got the opportunity to meet some cool and funky...
Actually made some really... we got along with everyone. Everyone started following us straight after the show.
Yeah, it was great.
I've spoken to a couple of them since, and yeah. And the other thing is with these videos that we have done, we've obviously edited quite a bit. And what I've done is I've actually put them all together in a longer video, which goes for about 50-odd minutes, which I'm going to whack onto YouTube, hopefully tomorrow. If we can get it finished, and then I'll put a link on Facebook.
So if you're bored stupid at any point and you want to waste 50 minutes, sit down and listen to us.
Jump on. But it is worth actually, because some of the guys on there are actually really interested in their stories, and some of the stuff that I did have to cut out was spewing where it's cut. Some of the stuff
unfortunately we got like sound is an issue when we go to some of these events, and particularly when there's loud music playing in the background, and this one had excuse me. Oh, that is like the Freo doctor.
Is it? Smacking you in the face,
the wind's coming. I can feel it. But anyway, hey, so yes, that's the go. Is that we lost a little bit of our footage through poor sound.
Most of it we kept. To be honest, I actually kept pretty much all the footage on all of them. There was only one guy. It was Hamish from Mog Brew,
yeah.
Which we'll talk about him a bit later. So apologies to him because I know he did say he was going to jump on and watch.
He did.
So apologies with his video. Like the sound was just terrible, unfortunately.
But the beauty of that is...
He was right next to the stage. There was music going, and there was also the cake throwing contest.
But the beauty of that is we're going to get the opportunity to go out and talk to him directly at his brewery, drink his beer and talk to him about it. He's in Richmond, so which is very
nice
good.
And close.
Hey, so what we want to do is kicking off from the very start. So Shepparton's a little... country town, well, I shouldn't say a little country town, it's a country town in northeastern Victoria in the heart of the Goulburn Valley.
Yep.
And the show was actually put on, so the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest was initiated and developed and put on by
Shep Footy Club boys there.
Group at the, don't say Shep Footy Club.
Oh, sorry.
South.
Yeah,
Footy
sorry.
Club,
Apologies, yeah.
Which used to be the Lemnos Footy Club when I was a young bloke back up in Shepparton. And two of the boys that head up the committee up there in Jared and Simon. It was Simon's idea. Cracking blokes. They're the organisers. And as I said, the Shep South Footy Club was known as Lemnos up until 1999, and then they changed it.
What is it now?
It's Shep Swans Football Club is what it's called.
Yep.
But it's South Shep Footy Club. But they're the Swans. They play in the Sydney Swans colours. And as I said, they were called Lemnos up until 1999. And the heritage of the club's really interesting because it was named after a Greek island where some of the local soldiers from Shepparton in World War I were posted.
Yeah, wow.
So they actually named the football club after them.
Yeah, cool.
And that's the heritage of the club. And it's a really... great club, been around for many, many years. I know a lot of blokes up there locally that have played and do play for the club. And so, yeah, just a good place. Hey, but I'll tell you what, why don't we jump over and use a bit of this Techo magic of yours?
I don't know. Let's hope it works.
Hit the Techo magic machine.
I start running for that.
El's
we'll chuck it up. So here's the video from the boys. Again, it was edited, but yeah.
Have a listen to this for a couple of minutes. We're going to pop our ears in. Hey guys, welcome to the Shep Barbecue and Brew and Barbecue Fest. Come in a bit. So we're here with the organisers. This is Simon, this is Jared, and that's Alan, as you know. These are the guys that organise These are the guys that organise the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest.
Where are you guys from, Simon? I'll let you go first.
Well, we're from Shepparton, born and bred. So we went to the Shepparton Swans Football Club and Netball Club, and our organisation's the one responsible for organising the event. And there's a crew of about a dozen of us that have all chipped in to help organise the event.
How long's the process been to bring this all together, Jack?
Look, Simon came up with the concept originally.
He's great.
Yeah, he's praised me. Jared's into it.
He sounds like us,
So 12 months ago, we originally thought that it would be a good idea to run one event because we don't have anything like this in Shepparton currently. However, with COVID, we had to put that back and put it on the back burner. And then about 8 weeks ago, we decided, let's go ahead and make it happen. So that's what's happening. 8 weeks ago.
8 weeks. And pulled all this together in 8 weeks.
That's impressive.
So, Simon, how long have you been involved at the South Footy Club? What's Lemnos, right?
Yeah, what's Lemnos? Shepparton Spot. I've been involved about 5 years. And, been involved and we've been involved in a couple of events, similar events through the club. But this inaugural one's the one.
So what made you think about this?
Oh, well, we were looking at what Shepparton didn't have, and we knew that there was other brewery types and barbecue type setups in other towns, and we thought, let's bring this to Shepparton. It's ideal.
Now this bloke, have a look at the size of him, right? So this bloke was the ruckman for Lemnos, if I'm not mistaken. How long did he play ruck for?
20 years, I suppose.
He was a ruckman for the Lemnos seniors at Lemnos 20 years.
Wow, I did went to Yarrawonga for a couple of years and the day for a couple of years.
Yeah, Pretty Salmon and all that.
Yeah, most it is.
Good stuff. Hey, so congratulations, how are you doing?
Excellent. Good work. Congratulations. 8 weeks, that's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been a good team effort.
Great turnout. That's really good.
Oh, look, so it's around the 400 mark.
How good's that?
We sold 320, I think, online, and there's been 2 walk-ins. So, this note's spent that 400 mark.
So next year, we want to play a bigger part next year, right? We want to be up on stage talking to everyone.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to be up there singing. Stick to what you know, mate.
How do you reckon I'll go? I'm good at talking, not singing, but anyway, hey, congratulations. Top of the 2022. Make sure you hear the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest. Keep an eye out.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, so ripping couple of blokes, aren't they?
Awesome
So,
guys. They're absolutely.
So
Two ripping guys looked after us for the day. We had a decent table sitting back. We had a decent table. There was 12 of us that went up there.
There was a bucket load of them,
Yeah.
and as you can see behind us in the shot at the end there, there was an enclosure area where we'd sort of got a table with an umbrella just in case it got stinking hot that day. Hey, and rightfully so, Gleno's just popped one out and said, yeah, Shep's just got the lazy population of about 60,000 people, so just a little town up north there somewhere.
Yeah.
Scotty Nixon, how you going, mate? So there's a few new faces on there tonight, which is nice.
That's awesome, yeah.
Hey, so good gear, great blokes. They're working really hard to establish...
and do it yearly as well, so.
For an annual event.
They should, because it was actually, for the first time that they've done it, and the fact that they did it in 8 weeks, it was so impressive.
Pulled it together. So.
Ridiculous. To get all those stands out, all the breweries there that were there, even a distillery that's coming up as well.
Yeah.
Up there.
I think
and to get a crowd there as well. They had about, I think by the end of the day, they had about 500 people through the door.
500, which was good. So
not
considering
bad for 8 weeks.
Considering it was pulled together.
And there's only 400 people that live in Shep.
And right at the start of when COVID was opening up. So I think and that was probably, if there was one thing that I would say was a bit disappointing about the day, is that the attendance of the barbecue crews. There wasn't much there in the way of food. There was lots of breweries.
Exactly, yeah. But again, they only had 8 weeks, so a lot of people could have been booked out or, coming out of COVID. Who knows?
I think COVID scared a few people off because, there was a lot of the barbecue guys that last year had teed up and gone to meat stock. They arrived the night of meat stock and then it got called off the next day. So I think unless they're sure that it's going to go ahead, a few of them are hesitant to do it because when you buy all the meat and all that sort of thing to do an event like that, and it was only a
100%,
week
yeah.
after the last Victorian shutdown.
That's right, yeah.
You know, a lot of people just don't want to risk it. So anyway,
No, definitely.
there you go. Hey, welcome, Sam. Noticed you're late. Thanks for that, but you are right. Better late than never, mate. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. So
who's next? Who we got up next?
Keep an eye out. We'll talk to people about it. They're trying to make it a decent event on the beer and barbecue calendar, and we even spoke to them about trying to make it organise a barbecue cooking comp as part of the event. Hey, what we got next is we started with the brews because the brews were flowing nice and early. And we caught up with a couple of ripping blokes from the King River Brewery.
We did, yeah.
So King River Brewery.
Who was it? That was
Nathan
and his wife owned that, and then there was Lucas and Nick in the stand with them.
They were hanging around, drinking a bit of beer and pouring a bit and spilling a bit.
Pretty quiet there in the background, weren't they? But,
tell you what, he tried to take the mickey out of me and say you can't come behind the bar unless you can pour a decent beer.
Well, I've left the footage of that up.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Good work, buddy. I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, but just a couple of quick notes on these guys. They're located not far out of Wangaratta in Whitfield in northern central Victoria. They're out near a little lake that we used to fish as kids called Lake William Hovell.
Okay.
Catch some great reddies and a bit of trout and that sort of stuff out there, which is awesome. So great place to go fishing. And then you just swing by their place on the way back and you get a great feed. They've got
obviously not drink too many if you're
driving.
driving.
Some of their beer, I was going to say, I'll put on there that your footnote was you might need a designated driver. But I'll tell you what they do. They've got a great range of beers, so they do a lot of Aussie beers, but they've also got a funky range of German-style Euro beers. But we're going to
I had the Kolsch, I think it was.
Oh. No, you had the wheat beer. I had the Kolsch.
I had the Kolsch a bit later on.
Hey, but I tell you what, rather than us tell you about what they do,
let them tell you.
Here's a little video. And before you go to that, apologies for me yelling. It was really hard to hear there.
It was,
and it got picked up really well on the camera. The last one that you just watched is the worst one for yelling. Hopefully they get better from here. And the big fella was behind the camera.
Oh, well, so I'm behind the camera on most of them. Pretty much all of them from now on, actually.
Oh,
yeah, I am.
okay.
I am. Anyway, this is King River Brewery, guys. Nathan, Lucas, and Nick.
You might be able to get one of guys, I'm here at King River Brewing with Nathan, Lucas, and Nick from King River Brewing. Great guys, we're here at the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest today. So all the guns out there want to know what you guys are all about. Nathan, you own the place with your wife.
Yeah, I do.
You tell me you're the brewer. Yep. What's the go? Tell us about your beer, mate.
Yeah, well, I love drinking European style beers. I like beers that everyone loves drinking, you know. So most of my beers aren't too out there. They're just really great drinking beers. So touch on Belgian style stuff, which is a little bit more alcoholic. So you'll find a lot of heavier style beers.
Because you can't hate the alcoholic stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone likes fire ABV beers, any beer measure, you know. So not here today so much. We've got some mango sour, blueberry sour, very easy drinking, German Kolsch.
Have a crack at the Kolsch at the moment.
At this brewery festival.
Bloody beautiful.
Brewery program.
That's really nice. Get your head around that. King Valley Brewing, Kolsch, and they do a wheat beer, they've got mangoes and sours.
Yeah.
How long have you been going?
We're 5 years this year.
And whereabouts are you located now?
Yeah, so right in the heart of King Valley there, just south of Whitfield, or just north of Whitfield, I should say.
Good lake for fishing out there.
Yeah, Lake William Hovell, you want to do some fishing, it's a good place to go. Also the King River as well, for a bit of fishing.
God's country, mate.
It is God's country, it's very beautiful, very lucky.
You told me
And great water. Great water makes great beer.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's not the first time we've heard that. We've heard that the water makes a big difference, right?
It does. We're very lucky in all northeast Victoria to be blessed.
So you're drawing from the King River?
No, we don't know. So rivers are very temperamental, so you'll find that the underground water is the water that stays the same all the time. Yeah, the artesian well. So we actually dug a bore through into the second basin to get water that's 10 to 12 year old.
So King River Brewing's own water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very hot water and it's very good. So we still run it through a ceramic membrane to get like pure water. So every beer actually has its own water recipe as well.
That's really clean. I'll tell you what, Nate's put me to the test. He said if I can pour a beer, I'm allowed to be behind the counter here, but
otherwise you're out.
if I stuff this up, this is going to be a very short interview.
Mate, he's never poured me a
Now,
decent
here we
beer.
go.
I'll give
What have
you.
we got? The summer ale.
Get into it. Shit, you've done this before. Wonderful.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
That's the summer ale. That's a fair head too. Let me give you the tip.
The head is where all the aroma comes from, you see. And it's a nice hoppy beer. So
We got told by Meatin Place, who runs Walker's Brewery. Meatin's a good mate of ours. We've had him on the show, and we've done some good stuff.
If you can talk.
Underwater with mouthful of arms, but he's a good bloke.
Yeah,
He did tell us that that whole head on the beer is really important. So getting that aroma and everything.
Something that a lot of Australians don't normally understand or get with. A lot of Australian beer historically hasn't been really high on the aroma qualities. But when you get these,
CUB's rubbed that out of everyone.
That's what I mean. So, or maybe I don't want to cast stones or anything, but
the commercial brewers,
a lot of that has happened historically, and now it's changing. So, very, very lucky to know that good head creates good aroma, creates good beer.
Wow.
That's Nathan.
Oh, there you go.
Boys, yeah.
We cut him off. Sorry about that,
So
Nathan.
it was more Nathan. Yeah, well, I mean, when Nathan, we actually did the interview, I think went for about 7 or 8 minutes with him, because the story, his and his wife's story is actually really cool.
Yeah.
How they started off, like, I mean, even with just the bore water, like, that's very cool, their own water supply.
They've got some cool stuff, and evidently they do some great food over at the tap house and everything that they've got over there. So it's a restaurant and everything all as well. So it was really good.
And the other interesting thing he did tell us on the day was he's brewing a special beer for the Gabs this year.
He is. So keep an eye out. It's one that he's done specifically for it. So that it can be done. Just on Whitfield, where they are based, it's about a 3-hour drive north of Melbourne.
Yeah.
So you get out. If you're looking for a weekend away or all up around that area, there's so much to do and see.
Definitely.
From there, you're only a stone's throw from like Beechworth and Bright and places like that, and Wangaratta and all those sorts of places in Glenrowan. So there's plenty to do and see up there. We might. What we should do is run a beer tour, beer and barbecue tour up through northeastern Victoria one weekend.
I'll tell you who drives a good bus.
Yeah, I know.
Your old man.
I know a bloke who drives a bus. And the old boys got stuck into us.
Yeah.
Stop running down our city.
I know, yeah.
Now,
We're not running it down. We're bringing it up, mate. We're trying to bring custom there for next year's.
I was going to say, man, you're getting me off on the wrong foot already by calling it a city. It's barely a city. But anyway, luckily I grew up there.
Yeah.
Sam says he always pours a good beer head after knowing it's important.
Yeah, 100% now.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, definitely.
Absolutely.
Ever since that interview with Mason.
Yeah. Oh, it's changed the
Always
way
in a glass.
It's changed the way I drink beer.
I know, yeah, definitely, yeah.
It really has.
So, yeah.
It's changed the kinds of beer that I drink as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. Nath and his wife run a great business up there, ripping people. So if you ever get a chance and you're up that way, go fishing at Lake William Hovell, sneak back, have a couple of beers and a feed at the
Why not?
King Valley Brewery. Why not?
Good day out.
Hey, I'll tell you what we're going to do now is we're going to head a little further north and a little further east up to Echuca. And there was a couple of representatives at the show from Echuca.
Yeah.
The first was a
ripping couple there, Tracy and Bruce.
Tucked away down in
they
the
were
back corner.
in the back corner, weren't they? I think they were quite happy up in that back corner as well.
I think Bruce
away from the music.
And he'll tell you in the interview, Bruce is very happy to have his side shield up and be blocked from the music because they've been caught out at other events.
We actually did spend a bit of time with them in the end, even after the interview. We sat with them for.
Yep.
They had a really nice English ale there that I quite enjoyed.
This bloke, it comes out every time, doesn't it? We can't avoid it.
No,
so these guys are situated on the Northern Highway to Echuca. So when you're coming into Echuca from Melbourne, they're just out there. They're 100% family owned by Tracy and Bruce, and they're pretty common story like everyone else has about stuff.
It was a lot of the interviews and a lot of the stuff that we did there was a lot of similar stories of how people started up, and like we said before, like it was a lot of people, mates, just having a few beers and going.
Two things that make breweries is when a bunch of mates get together and they drink booze.
Yeah.
And number two, when you sit around and go, there's not enough choice in beer, we need to make our own. So everyone's sort of saying, well, there wasn't a lot of choice around back then when they started, is in the early 2000s, a lot of them. So that seems to be when
everyone started.
When it's kicked off. But Tracy and Bruce, lovely folks. They wanted to expand the choices of locals instead of just drinking Crown for a special occasion and BB on
she
weekends.
Says that, so let's just go straight to the video and we'll shut up and let Tracy and Bruce tell us. So here's Tracy
me
and Bruce.
Screaming at Tracy and Bruce.
You weren't so bad on this one, actually. You didn't have to scream as much.
Nice.
Hey guns, here we are. We're over at the BBQ Brewing tent here at the Chef Brew and Barbecue Fest. Sorry. No,
Cheers,
not.
mate.
It's a festival. There should be bloody loud music, right, Bruce? Although you're not a fan. Hey, Bruce and Trace, you own BBQ Brewing in Echuca, just off the Northern Highway on the right-hand side before you get into town behind Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Close.
Near enough. Righto, so tell us all about it. When did you start? What's your specialty? Why are you here?
Yeah, so we started off home brew. Back in the day, in Echuca, there wasn't really a lot of craft beer. If you wanted a specialty fancy beer, it was a Crown Lager, and it wasn't much fun.
The flashiest beer in town was Crown.
So
That's a worry.
As you know when you're struggling.
It was, it definitely was.
So we started home brewing and just researching different recipes from beers all over the world, and just basically fell in love with all the different beers.
So where is your beer idea and your thinking come from? What's your aspiration in terms of the style of beer that you do?
So it comes back everyday life, and then like summer, you just sort of reminisce at times, nice summer days, enjoying times with your friends and enjoying life, and we just sort of try and get that in a glass. We do an insomniac, which is a coffee porter, and that one.
So I'm guessing it keeps up all night.
Yes, it does.
Ain't loaded with caffeine.
Yep.
Beautiful around the campfire in the winter time, loaded with caffeine.
When you don't want to be the last bloke to fall asleep at the fire, is that the one?
That's it, and it doesn't matter if it warms up a little bit because it's an English style beer.
Really?
So you just sit there and just sit.
Oh, you're on the big fella's page, man. A
bloody oath.
beer. Hey, so Bruce has just bought us. What have we got here, Bruce?
Aussie summer, so Australian polo, all Australian ingredients, Australian hops from just over here at Years Right.
Yeah, right. Okay. So is that when you go from Myrtleford to Bright, all the big hop yards, the farms on the side there? Right, so local stuff.
Yeah, that one we wanted to be local. Because we have some great local ingredients.
So, and the one that the big fella's got?
That's American Red, the TNT.
Righto, well,
Nice and malty and caramelly and starting to get a little hoppy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Good.
That's really good,
That
yeah.
one
That's really good.
started life as a collaborative brew with myself, Trace, and then the other team was Tash. So it's Tash and Trace.
Dash and Trace, TNT.
So that's how
Done
that
for the
name came
Bendigo
about.
Hop Festival.
Yeah, right.
So
Hotel.
How'd you go?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
great.
great, always great.
Good stuff.
Hey, so again, salt to the earth, people.
Yeah, they were.
Just
Actually,
laid
as I
back,
said, we hung out
cool.
with them for a little while after,
Yeah,
and
we
yeah,
did
had
that.
an absolute ball.
Yeah, Bruce is a bit of an understated chap, I'd
He is,
say.
he is a
He
character,
doesn't say a hell of a lot, but when he does say it, you know that he means it. So, which
definitely.
is good. So yeah, chilled out, hard-working couple that just
100%.
work hard at what they do in the brewery.
Yeah.
They don't sell their beer anywhere other than local, which is the case with quite a few of the craft breweries. There's the smaller guys in those regional areas. They tend to just do small brews,
That's right, yeah.
enough to service their local market, and that's it. So might be 1,000 litre batch, and away
all
they
of them
go.
were, like you said, all of them were small batches.
Yeah.
Like everyone that was there was no...
Just so it's fresh and it's they're not out doing the big runs, which is awesome. But I tell you what, Echuca's a ripping place, clearly.
Yeah, and obviously we stayed, and the next guys that we went and saw, Echuca.
Yep.
But they're not a brewery,
No.
distillery. Gin.
And
Gin.
how popular were they? Gin
It was
and
crazy.
vodka.
There was a line at least. I reckon it was at least about 7 deep all day.
I reckon,
Wasn't
and given all the breweries,
Yeah.
like yes, admittedly they were the only option outside of beer,
Yeah.
but they had a lineup outside the tent
Oh, it was
all
crazy.
day long.
Yeah, it was absolutely mental. They had 4 of them serving all day and 7 deep.
So there's two things there. One is either they've got really good product,
Yeah.
or Shep's loaded with bitch bites.
Well, in saying that, you know me. I've never been a gin person. I've never enjoyed a gin, but this, the
what
one
was the
that
one we had? It was the
David gave us one.
London Dry.
It was a London Dry, yeah, and he infuses it with orange during the fermentation stage. And what he does is he also slips a slice of orange in there when he serves it to you, and the difference that made to gins that I've had in the past, and it was literally all we had was the gin, the slice of orange, and some tonic.
And their mixes,
really enjoyed it.
The one thing I would say is that they were using premium mixes in there.
Definitely, yeah.
So it wasn't your dirty old Kirk's dry gin, tonic water.
Yeah.
You know, they were using really
decent
nice,
stuff,
high-quality stuff
definitely.
that went with it. But
Which you should if you're doing.
Ripping couple. So David and Fiona that own it, they come from a hospitality background. They used to live in the city. Decided
And
to.
they did this after they retired.
They retired to the country, went to Echuca to live on the river for a bit of peace and quiet.
And busier now than what they were when they were working.
David got a bit bored and went, well, I think I might make some gin. But ripping bloke, check the video out. They are.
And this was the longest video actually for the day, so it is worth watching these guys on the when I do the YouTube link. It is actually worth watching this whole video because it was actually a ripping interview.
Yeah, and they've actually David offered that at some stage he might even come on and do a cocktail mixing session for us with gin live on 2SG Meatin Place. So we'd really love that. I think it'd be great. Just something different, and do some gin and vodka cocktails, and we could tell you what the ingredients are going to be, and you could play along at home.
Why not?
Hey, but these guys conveniently are located right on the old historic port in the heart of Echuca, so
That's right, yeah.
you can't miss them. And they got a little cafe and everything there, so you can buy some food, you can sit and relax, have a nice gin or a nice vodka. I think they do some scotches and a few other things as well.
Yeah, they did a few bits. Well, they actually had they had a pack, an Easter pack there.
Yeah.
It was Easter egg flavoured gin, I think it was, off memory.
Yep.
And there was a couple of other bits.
But on their website, they actually have a good website with e-commerce capabilities, so they do sell and send all over the place.
That's right, yeah.
And they do a lot of really cool, funky gift packs and things.
Yeah.
So they do, I think, a cocktail mixing gin gift pack.
Yeah.
So jump on. It's certainly not the cheapest end of the market.
No, that's right. Yeah.
But it's good
it was
quality
good.
and good
Yeah.
stuff.
Really good.
I think we worked out one of the packs, and if you did it in standard drinks, it would work out to about $5 a drink based on the pack price.
Yeah.
So anyway, check out David and Fiona coming up on the video from Echuca Distillery at the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest.
Now we're with Dave and Fiona, or David and Fiona, from Echuca Distillery. Have a look at this. We normally talk about independent craft beers and brewers, but these guys are distillers. They've been doing it in Echuca for a little while now. Come from the food and beverage industry. And we're here today at the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest. So Dave and Fiona, what do you guys do? Tell us a little bit about the Echuca Distillery.
The distilleries have grown so much in the last few years. I think we now have 300 craft distillers around Australia.
Yep.
And for us, the key is to put things together that the people just love. So we have 8 gins.
8 gins.
8 gins.
I put up 4 fingers with 8 gins. There's my math. I'm going
We have 3 vodkas.
Oh, you got 3 vodkas?
3 vodkas. Everything's distilled on site. We have whiskey in the barrel. And we're currently working on tequila. So we try and do the whole spectrum. For us, it's not so much about selling lots of one gin. It's about having a lot of creative fun.
So who's the distiller and who's the business person?
So I'm the distiller, and there's no doubt who's in charge of the money. Is that what you meant by business person?
As it should be, David. That's the way it should be, right?
I can't be trusted with the money.
Oh, please. Here we go. So how many events like this do you guys do?
Very few. In Echuca itself, we have a pretty major distillery that we built from scratch.
So where is it, David? Just explain to our guys.
So in the main drag of the old port, and if you've ever been to the old port, this is the newest thing that's been there now for a year or two. And we very much are into experiences. So come in, you have a tasting,
So
we do a lot of...
You've got the gin flight?
Yep, so we have 4 different gin or vodka flights, and you can mix them up, but we give you the garnishes and the tonics, we tell you how to drink them, so the full experience, and then we have share food, so
it's not just about picking up and having a drink, is it?
Definitely not. And,
so tell us a little bit more about the process of drinking a good gin.
Yeah, well, gin is all about starting off with a very, very clean, neutral spirit, and then adding botanicals and whatever to it to flavour it. And so that's what we do in the distillation process. then after we distill gin has to be have one major ingredient, and that's juniper berries. That's rule number one. And then also must be above 37% ABV. So once you've done all that, we can still infuse other things. So, for example,
Tell us, come and tell us what you've got. Tell us a little bit about it.
so in our purple gin, which is our most popular gin now.
The bride's favourite, by the way, folks.
Yep.
I was going to say, the girls have been coming over all morning.
So we make it in through our still, and then we actually add Australian passion fruit to the finished gin.
Aussie passion fruit.
Aussie passion fruit. We only use Aussie stuff wherever we can. And so we add Aussie passion fruit, and it sits for a week and infuses into the gin. And then we do some other little processes. We add butterfly pea to it. And butterfly pea is a natural flower.
Butterfly pea.
Butterfly pea. It's very hard for a butterfly to be.
So had to obviously cut it off somewhere, and unfortunately
Hey,
that's where it was.
I was going to say,
I know,
right on the
right on his gag.
butterfly pea. Good on you, Dave. That was one of the best gags we heard all day.
I know, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Better than
Probably
some
about
of
the
mine.
only one.
Something better than mine. Let me give you the tip.
Yeah.
But,
So anyway, they were a ripping couple. David and Fiona had a ball with them. Again, hung around with them for a little bit afterwards and had a bit of a chat.
Their daughter was the one working her freckle out in the background.
And I think it was the boyfriend, wasn't it, as well? Was it the boyfriend?
I think he works at the brewery, maybe. Don't know. Yeah. I'm not going to go down that path just in case it wasn't.
Just in case.
But anyway.
I know, but the next guys, the next one that we're doing, it was back at Shepherd and Bourne Brewery.
The Shep Brewery.
The Shep Brewery. And these guys, their centrepiece was a hearse.
Well, it's their bar.
It's literally a bar. So the front of the car literally had
the hood
tap.
ornament was a tap
on the side of it. The side windows you'll see in the video. The side windows
open up,
and there's your taps. And the
So
whole
can
inside is the kegs, the cooling system.
All
A
kitted
little
out.
pie warmer in the back. They'd made their own pies for the day. Well, they didn't make the pies. They made the filling with a bit of beef, and I think it was the stout off memory.
Yep.
And then they took it to the local bakery and said, "Right, make these into a pies." They brought it all down.
So
Set up a pie.
Dana's one of the owners of the business. There's another owner in the business who wasn't there on the day. But Dana was ably assisted by the ever elusive Lenny.
Who couldn't wait to hide.
See if you can spot Lenny in the video. He keeps hiding, ducking and weaving.
Well, Lenny was the first one we spoke to when we walked up to the stand and we're having a good chat with him. And then we said, "Oh, look, we'd love to do a live video with you for the show."
Not a chance.
And you've never
there.
seen a guy backpedal so much of his life and point at Dana.
Hey, like I said,
right, I'll leave you with her.
Like I said, if you notice this bloke and you reckon you've seen him before, it could be on Aussie's Most Wanted. We're not sure, but the way he was ducking and weaving around the camera, you'd think he was a wanted man.
100%.
But hey, check out Dana and Lenny.
Yeah.
We had a good chat with them.
We did, yeah.
They're a local brewery. They're local people. They brew locally for the local market. They don't sell outside of Shepparton, and they don't have e-commerce.
No.
So they don't send beer anywhere.
No.
They don't sell it to any of the big
And
guys.
it was bloody good beer again.
And it was good beer. I think
So,
got
yeah.
about
So
6
anyway,
or 7 in the range. But check
Shep
it out.
Brewery.
Yeah.
Hey guns, welcome back again. Here we are. Look at this for a machine and a half. This is Shepparton Brewery, and this is Dana. Dana, you're the owner of Shep Brewery.
Yep.
So Dana owns Shep Brewery. Here we are having a quiet ale. Tell us, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're from Shepparton, obviously, Shepparton Brewery.
Surprise, surprise.
We're on Edward Street, so we've got a brew pub there, restaurant as well. And we come to festivals like this with our first winter. Okay.
Oh, look at this.
So we've got pies going out the back as well. So a bit of food, so beef and porter and venison and red ale.
Who makes them, Dana?
We made the filling and we've got the local bakery to bake them up for us.
Wow. So Lenny's hiding in the background. I spoke to Lenny earlier and his reverse lights came on. The minute I said we're going to turn the camera on. So get Lenny on the camera, make sure you can see his I think Lenny might be on bail, just quietly. But anyway, let's have a look inside. What's the inspiration here? Tell us, Dana, how
who's the brewer, he just decided he wanted a hearse to do the beers out of, and I googled it, found one, and here we are. So
who kitted this all out for you? This is amazing.
Yeah, so between Matt and Tank, who Tank does all our artwork for all the holders and cans and t-shirts and things.
Speaking of okay, so this is the Shep Brewery one, pretty local. This is iconic. this is a take on the SBC, right? So SBC being Shepparton Brewing Company, not Preservative Company,
of course,
as you know.
And then take on the Campbell's as well.
And what's that one called?
So that's just Shep Brew. That's Campbell's, yeah.
Very, very, very clever marketing. I love it. I love it a lot. So these are really cool. What else you got? Some T-shirts?
T-shirts. So they've got our that's our artwork of our bands. Yeah.
So your artwork is really iconic in terms of the history and the background of Shepparton, right? So I remember as a kid growing up, right? I went to Decca, and careful Cobber, the little car up here, that's what all the kids learned to drive in out of Decca, right?
Yeah, so that's our mid-street.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's all about the kids and school and for all the kids that want to drive cars, drink the mid. No, don't say that. Don't drink it. I'm only kidding. Hey, so what have we got on tap, Dana? What's the go?
We've got Victor, a lawnmower beer, so a nice, easy, smashable
lawnmower beer, right?
Yeah, and so
you're going to cut the grass when you have a few drinks?
No, you're going to finish cutting the grass and then have a few drinks.
Okay, good.
Then we've got the pale ale, the Maud Street pale.
So Maud Street pale, 5%. Yep.
And then Raymond West, which is a.
Please don't tell me you used the water from the pool.
No, it was just one.
Because I know what I did in that pool as a teenager.
Well, I still remember, like when we said, "What does people think of summer in Shepparton?" and that was what they thought of.
So the old public swimming pool in Shepparton was the Raymond West swimming pool.
Yes.
And there were days when you'd walk up and look at it and go, "I don't know whether I'm going to swim in that." So hopefully the beer is a lot better than the pool.
Definitely.
But iconic all the same in the Shepparton area. And the last?
And the last is the porter. So we've just made fruit sort of porter being Shepparton such a fruit area.
Well, sorry, guys, I muted us.
Here we are having a bit of a lala.
We're just talking between ourselves.
We're just talking about how abruptly that interview ended, and we came back to this.
Surely everyone can lip read.
And how cool it is that the Shep Brewery are local. Yeah. They really ride off that whole local sort of thing with SBC and Campbell's Soups. Because for those who don't know, Campbell's Soups was at Shepparton.
Yeah.
The one was a Raymond West swimming pool, and I said to her about the water in it. And the reason I say that is, as a kid, it was like one of those public pools that had no fences and it was open.
Yeah.
So you could go in there any time of the day or night, didn't matter. And there used to be blokes on the weekends.
So you go from the Shep pub and you're just straight into the pool on a warm night.
There was blokes that would ride their bikes home, put it up on the big 5-metre diving board and ride. It was quite often they'd find bikes at the bottom of the diving pool. You're just going, oh my God. Anyway, so that
would be like all those renter bikes in the city, wouldn't it? That ended up in the Yarra.
Tonight is a very, very special night for us, and you know why?
Why?
Because both my dad and now your dad are on here watching us.
G'day,
El Senior. Good to see you on here, mate, and thanks for...
All the way from the UK.
Clicking in from the UK, mate.
Thanks for joining us, Dad.
Good on you. Love to see you on here, mate, and good to have you in there listening to us.
Yep.
So, hey, I'll tell you what, we're just going to give you a quick clip of all the blokes that were making all the bloody noise in the background during the day.
Sam, we had a quick chat with them and we...
Couple of
got the interview on,
good
nice
fellas.
Guys, and that really good entertainment for the day as well.
Yeah. So they did some good stuff. They do a bit of, they cover all sort of genres of music. They were doing a bit of country. Yep. They were doing some Zach Brown band covers. They were doing some pop music. They were doing In Excess. They were doing all sorts of stuff.
Really good for the day.
Let's have a look at what Sam and Sam got up to.
Done. This is Sam and Sam.
She said it's all gonna end and it might as well be my fault. She only sleeps when it's raining, and she screams, and her voice is straining. She says, baby, if you got no must be lonely. She says, baby, gonna wash away, I believe it.
So this is Sam and Sam.
Hello, everybody.
These guys get around up here quite a bit as a band and play at lots of festivals and different things. So, hey, we're really looking forward to you guys kicking it up there a bit later. Have you had some of the barbecue and beer?
I've just started on the beer. Yeah, I'm pacing myself. I've got to drive him home. He's going to drive home. I was like, I'll drive there.
Guys, how did we get these stubby holders?
Oh, they'll just be over there on the merch stand.
Right, good. So good on you, boys. We look forward to it.
Thank you.
So, on what are you on Facebook? You got
Facebook and Instagram.
And Sam and Sam?
Sam and Sam Live on Facebook.
And the website?
www.samsam.live.
That's easy. Look at that. Get on and follow Sam and Sam. Good guys who love their stuff. We'll show them later.
See you.
Oh, there they are. Couple of young, hot-looking blokes and all the local birds. It's amazing. There was some local young ladies that were at the event.
Hanging off them. Yeah.
I think they must follow them around all over the
think
place.
they do, yeah.
But anyway, bit of fun had by all. So that was Sam and Sam. They are the entertainment for the day, which was
there was another band there
cool.
as well. I can't remember what they were called. Though.
Yeah, can't think of the first one. They were early Arvo sort of guys, and they were kicking them back. And look, they were okay, but they were a bit loud and they were a bit off key. These guys were good, but anyway, we were okay there. Hey, we got one more to go, and it's the one that we really wanted to sort of be a part of, and it's funny because
we really did enjoy this one. These guys were we actually spoke a lot with these guys during the day, and
we were sitting right beside
we were sat next to them. We kept on going over, and their food. They were the only barbecue guys there for the day, and their food was magnificent.
And
the brisket, the pulled pork. I did a good, funny story. I actually did. We were filming a lot during the day, and I went up about halfway through the day, and I thought, I'll go and get myself a pulled pork sandwich. Pete comes up to me and he says, Bandicoot Brewing are ready to do the filming. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I grabbed it, I put it on the table. Anyway, not 2 seconds later, I looked over, and Soups is
coughing
it's gone.
Roll. So anyway, you went back and got another one.
So I went back and got
right, as you do. But I'll tell you what, while we were doing the interview, I was lucky enough to be given one of the delicacies from King Valley Barbecue, and it was exquisite, I must say. Their brisket was bloody sensational. I didn't try the pork, but from what I heard, the pork was just as good.
Yeah.
No, so I'll tell you what.
I had the pork, I had the brisket in the end.
We met Matt and Kayleen, ripping people. We'll listen to their interview, and then if there's any of the bits that we think were really important that we missed in the interview, we'll tell you after we've spoken to them. We know we're over time already. We haven't got a lot to go. This is the last interview from Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest, and then we'll wrap up on this.
Yep.
So, over to you guys.
King Valley Barbecue.
Hey, g'day, guns. Welcome to the Shep Brew and Barbecue Fest 2021 here in Shepparton in Victoria. We're having a bit of a wander around, and we just stumbled into these guys. This is Matt and Kayleen from King Valley Barbecue. You can see they've got the big cookie going on here. They've also got the beer garden and providor at Glenrowan. Is that right? So tell us a little bit about it. What are you doing? When did you start? Why are you there? Who are you?
Yep.
Give us a heads up.
All right, so we started about 5 years ago, going out to market, showcasing spice rubs, and that just developed into the barbecue.
So you started with spice rubs?
Yeah, so we did it the other way. A lot of people do it one way. We started with spice rubs. How do we demonstrate spice rubs? Might as well cook barbecue.
Go pretty well together, don't they, rubs and barbecue? Hey, guns, and by the way, the big fella's behind the camera for a bit today, so there you go.
Yeah, so just snowballed from there and then developed into, we needed a home for the smokers, so we decided to set up the barbecue garden in Glenrowan with this one, and it's got a bigger, this is the meat wagon.
So what's the name?
This is the meat wagon.
It's just called the meat wagon, right?
It's got a bigger one that stays on site called the meat dragon. So,
the meat dragon, the meat wagon and the meat dragon.
Yeah, so both made by Adam and Matt on smokers.
So where's Adam?
Adam was in Melbourne. The company's now been sold, and it's up in Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah,
in Newcastle. So if you're looking for a good man-horn trailer barbecue, Adam's your man up in Newcastle in New South Wales. What are we cooking, Matt?
At the moment, just got a couple of pork shoulders.
Oh, have a look at that. How long have they been on?
About 3 hours.
3 hours? How long are they going to be in there?
Don't know, a couple more hours. Maybe just after lunch.
Just after lunch?
Yeah, just after lunch, customers go down.
So what have we got on there? Just an SPG mix, just salt and
salt
garlic.
and pepper. That one we're trialling with actually the White Lightning. We're not even using one of our own. Occasionally we do.
Everyone loves the White Lightning.
Right. Got two of them.
So what else do you do over at the Providore, over at Glen Rowan?
So the barbecue garden side of it, we serve our food. So, typically the brisket, the pulled pork, fried chicken, ribs, that's kind of our staples. And that's an outside eating, and that's developed because of COVID, having outside dining. And it's a way to have people come and have our barbecue, because we went out as many events as we previously been. And then we opened up next door, and that's a Providore. So it's quite a large shop full of local produce. So we've got Kingo Brewery, we've got Black Dog, all local wines, and then that's where we showcase all our spices, jams, sauces, you name it.
So you
All
sell
local,
stuff
nothing.
online, you've got an e-commerce shop you send out?
Yeah, absolutely.
kingvalley.com.au, that's where our guys go if they want to see your gear. Good stuff. Hey, so have a ripping day here at the Chef Brew and Barbecue Fest. Thanks for talking to the guns for us. The community love new people, and I'm sure if you get a chance, you're travelling up the freeway, Highway 1, pop in at Glen Rowan, see Carly and Matt at King Valley Barbecue and the Providore at Glen Rowan, guys.
So that was Kayleen and Matt. So, guys, first thing I'm going to apologise with the video there. What happened was
Don't bullshit, Al.
I'm not
You were
it
videoing Kayleen's breasts.
Oh, yeah, it did look like that, didn't it? But what it was, the gimbal that we had, the phone was too heavy for it. And so it kept on dropping the video down. So, yeah, I was literally fighting it the whole time.
At least that's what he was telling Kayleen.
So I was literally fighting the gimbal the whole time to get it back up. But yeah, anyway.
A couple of ripping guys, and again,
they were really good.
They're a pair that have who threw the invite over and said, "Come out, come to our place and do a gig there."
And I tell you when we are going, it's a Sunday because it's all you can eat.
He does all you can eat,
literally all you can eat, and he reckons that no one can ever eat what he puts on the table.
Give it a shot. Mind you,
I'll be the first challenge I've had a crack at.
My days of eating like that are gone. But anyway, skinny little taut fella I am these days. So I don't know where I fit it all in. But anyway, cracking people.
They were,
Good day had by all.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And in fact, the order of a lot of those videos was reversed because Matt and Kayleen were actually one of the first ones that we interviewed. And
that's
boys,
why we got the gimbal right for the rest of them.
We did. So we kind of changed it around so it worked a bit better. And
so looking forward to definitely doing some more with Kayleen and Matt.
Yeah, they're good folks, and they do some good stuff. So all in all, great day. Had a ripping day. We had Rent a Crowd there, a few of my old mates from Shep and us, and we had.
You kept on going for a few hours after as well.
Ian and Kylie, who won the tickets from down here, that travelled up there and met us up there as well. We met some of the locals up there who. I'm just trying to think of names of people that I met up there that follow us and we know and all that sort of thing. But anyway. Yeah,
we did have a few people actually come over and say good day that we went up there, especially because we mentioned it on the show on the Thursday night. So that was, thanks guys, everyone that joined us up there.
Which is good. Definitely. All in all, cracking day, and we're looking forward to 2022. And in fact, we spoke to Jared and Simon about being more involved next year.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And who knows, we might even cook up there next year.
Well, you were talking about getting on stage, and I'm still not sure about whether you want to get up there and sing or whether you... I don't know what you're on about. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, so, I mean, the other guy that we did mention a little bit earlier, Hamish from Mog Brew. Obviously, unfortunately, his
the one we did miss one guy. An interview with one guy that we didn't put on that you will see on the YouTube videos.
Which is?
The beard guy. Who won the best beard?
What was his name? Carl? Was it Carl?
No, I don't think it was Carl.
Yeah, anyway.
And everyone was chanting him, and he was a rock star.
It is on the YouTube. It is on the video that's going up.
Check it out. They had a best beard contest. They had
keg throwing contest.
So there was a bit of fun and frivolity going on. And there's some good prizes. And as I said, Soups wasn't terribly happy with second prize. She got a dirty old, I think it was a Mac apron or something.
It was. It was literally a Mac truck apron. I don't think she was too pleased about getting an apron.
She kind of threw it at the table when she came back. So, but anyway, there you go.
Is what it is.
I'll tell you what. that's a ripper. So that's a wrap. We've
Yeah,
done
that's
Shep
Shep
Brew and Barbecue, Fest
so yeah, had a ball.
2021.
Thanks,
Had a
guys.
ball.
Yep.
Good stuff, and all the best for next year. Jared and Simon will be there and help you kick off next year.
Definitely.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Did you hear that story during the week?
I'm guessing this is your gag of the week.
It was a
No,
bloke.
I didn't hear this.
There was a bloke who was working at Hawker's Brewery. Sadly, he died because he fell in and drowned in the vat of the hazy IPA that they've got over there.
Okay.
Which is pretty bad, right? The poor bugger. So he's died, and one of his poor co-workers has been given the job to go home and tell this poor bloke's wife that he died at work today.
Yeah.
So anyway, he trots around to her house and Sally opens the door. He says, "Oh, Sally, I've got some really, really sad news for you." She said, "What? What's going on?" He said, "Oh, Bill died at work today. I'm really sorry to be there." And she's broken down and she's crying and
I don't have to laugh. I'll be sad right now.
Oh my God, what happened? And he said, "Oh, look, sadly, he's died in a vat of beer. Like we're brewing today, and it's just about to come out and ready to go." She goes, "Oh, that's so sad." She said, "Well, I hope at least he passed quickly and it wasn't painful." And he said, "Well, I've got some even worse news. I don't think so, because he got out twice to go and have a leak before he passed away."
They're literally getting worse, aren't they?
Anyway, there you go.
That went on for way too long for the worst punchline ever.
Hey, come on, Shawnee, get on that. Get on. It was Kurt.
It wasn't Kurt.
The big guy was
Yeah,
Kurt.
it was Kurt.
Good on you, Kurt, if you're listening.
That was close, yeah.
So, there you go. How is it my wife remembers Kurt's name?
Oh, he was a good-looking rooster, wasn't he? Maybe that's why she remembers. I don't know.
Hey, Scotty, he said it's been a good maiden voyage with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Scott.
Glad
Yeah,
that you
cheers.
could join us, mate. And
bit
I'm
better.
glad you enjoyed it. Hey, Al, we do a couple of quick things to wrap up the show. Your sister, I didn't get it. Anyway, well, I'll tell you later, Shell.
That's all right. No one did.
Hey, last 2 weeks we haven't been in. What have you cooked?
What have I been cooking? So what did I do? I don't know. What have I been cooking? So I did a roast pork on the Weber last weekend, I think it was, which actually the crackling on it was
you did that Coles one, didn't you?
magnificent. Yeah, it was just a
Coles
literally a
pork
little
shoulder.
Coles. I normally get them from Brendan, but I just haven't had the time lately, so I went, I'll just those at Coles and saw one there, so I thought stuff it and give it a crack. Yeah, made
nice.
the crackling was some of the best crackling I've ever done.
Nice.
So yeah, but that was I don't know what else I've been cooking. I'm doing a nice ribeye tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to doing that. A nice reverse
seared
sear.
ribeye.
Yeah.
What are you doing
Nice
that on
big
the Traeger?
I don't know yet. I'll see. I might do it on the Bronco. Might get the
Don't swear
Bronco
at me.
going.
Don't swear at me like that. And what I've done is bugger all, because my Ocho's pellet grill is still
Out of
in
service.
hospital.
Yeah.
Still in hospital and not working. But anyway, what we did do though, the bride and I did take a bit of it. We had a day out and we took a drive down the peninsula. We tried a couple of local brews down there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And
There's a Red Gum there.
we end up at Red Gum Barbecue joint, purely by accident. And I thought, bloke like me, I can't drive past there and not go in.
Why would you?
5:30 in the afternoon, we thought we could have an early dinner.
Yeah.
Rocked in there, sat down. We're booked out. Sorry, can't give you a seat. Anyway, I did drop the old, "Don't you know who I am?"
I'm on Facebook Live every week.
Don't you know that
My
we've
name's
got
Peter Armstrong.
Don't you know that we've got 10 people follow us live every Thursday night? What is the matter with you people?
Yeah.
Anyway, so end up having a chat with the owner of the place, who's a lovely bloke, and I'm going to tell you more about that in another show, and we'll potentially even go down there and interview those guys and have a feed. But I tried out there a real traditional American-style barbecue house. Big shed, food comes out on a tray, on paper, you get chair plates and all that sort of thing. So we had a couple of slices of brisket, we had some of their mac and cheese, and we had some cornbread to finish off. And the food was magnificent.
Oh, good.
And they sell a bit of local beer down there too, which was good. So that's what I did. Other than without cooking, did the indoor cooking, of course. And I did. Have we had a show since I did the fish last? Maybe not. Maybe I did the fish.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I did the maple glazed orange salmon again, which was nice. So we done that. What are you doing this week?
Beautiful.
Riverside.
I'm doing the ribeye tomorrow,
Ribeye?
and then I'm actually at the comedy festival on Saturday night. So.
Who are you going to see?
No idea. Some English guys. So we've done it before. So we're doing the pub crawl, the comedy festival pub crawl. So you do 4 or 5 different venues and 4 or 5 different comedians at each venue. So yeah.
Could you do
Good
some?
night.
Could you do some videos and give us some feedback for next week? Or
probably
maybe
not. Soon as we're going out prior to it as well. Would be a good idea.
Oh, this is hell of mine.
We've done some drunken videos in the past, and it's not a great idea. They get deleted very quick.
We've had to pull them down pretty quickly. Yeah. But anyway, so hopefully my smoker will get fixed in the next little while, and I'll be able to kick back in. But in the meantime, I'm actually going to throw one of those little porks from Coles on my spinner this weekend. On Saturday, I'm going to cook a little pork roast on the on the 8749 Jumbuck rotisserie.
Beautiful. Good on you.
So I'm going to have a crack at that.
So what's the other thing? So we've got, that's about it really for the week, isn't it? I think we're done. We've pretty much done everything. The only other thing, jump on the website, guys. Still got the chopping boards up there, the coasters. There's still some fuel sitting up there.
We've got some really cool chopping boards and coasters in stock. We do the gloves. Talk to us about a rip and deal. I'll tell you what we have got one of. That we'd be keen to sell if anyone's interested in talking to us is we have a dual fuel.
Oh yeah, the combo, Oak Joe's combo, the barbecue one side, smoke the other.
Longhorn combo.
Got one of those left, yeah.
Yeah, we've got one of them sitting in the warehouse.
We're not selling the smokers anymore, the Oak Joe's smokers.
Yeah, we're going to move away from that and look at what else we can do. But if anyone is interested in talking to us about buying a combo, gas, charcoal, smoker,
let us know. Hit
us
us
know.
Messages,
Tell you what, we could probably even do your rip and deal and throw in a few bonuses.
Yeah, why not?
But talk to us.
Beautiful.
So that's us, FB Live 10 for the discount on our website. Get to the website, www.twosmokinguns.com.au or twosmokingrifles.com.
Yeah.
As we love to remind everyone.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we're off to have a ripping week. We're busy. We're 20 minutes over time. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
listening,
staying, guys.
And as always, keep on
smoking, grilling, and chilling. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great week.